The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepares a table before I, in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with no oil, my cup runneth to over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I life. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja kadema we gromabe. How ma uso bolisa adanu wato e wasikle for. Jakpata bedavio monye ko agbeno heavy. Megba fumato. How atanyu moye. Oh you wala don. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Again, here we are not neutral because we have taken sides. The side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. And my name, Black Rasta. Now in every traditional African home there is a black pot. And each time this black pot is on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all its palatability for the nourishment of the family in its whole entirety. That is what we literally do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, all and sundry, the rank and file of our people, and subject these beautiful ideas to some crucial forensic scrutiny. Oh yes. Right after that, we tease out the creme de la creme of all these ideas, and we use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. We are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. Oh gosh, you can also find us on X, formerly called Twitter. Yes, we are also on Instagram. Please don't forget we are also on TikTok, where we keep ticking and talking with the great patriotic hands of patriotism. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Now, just as we were coming live, we had breaking news, hot and rough, and we had to take a bit of time to go into that. Oh my God. If you missed the show today, you are missing out on everything. This is the headquarters of the truth, the address of the truth, the domicile of the truth. Oh yes, the habitat of the truth. This is the home of the truth, the bedroom of the truth. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Now share the broadcast so many more people can be part of this. And again, please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, time now to do that. Don't forget to hit on the notification button so that anytime we are on, you will be reminded to watch. This is the headquarters of the truth, the home of the truth. This is where all the action is. This is the home of exclusives. And my name, Black Rasta. If you are ready, I am more than ready to rumble. Story number 1. Watch this. SEDINA, TAMAKLOE-ATTIONU. All that happened in U.S. court. Now, SEDINA, my brother, my sister, worked with MASLOCK. She stayed with MASLOCK. My brother, my sister, money that she was supposed to be given to small-scale businesses to improve their businesses. She pocketed a lot of the money, the she-thief that she is. She had a training in England. She came down here as a trained, qualified pharmacist. And she helped a lot with pill point, pills, capsules, pharmacists in Ghana. How to have the quickest access to some of these things without compromising standards. This is SEDINA, TAMAKLOE-ATTIONU. The boss of MASLOCK, microfinance, my brother, my sister, business. Now, the information is very simple. She stole a lot of money that was supposed to be given to the good people of this country, Ghana. There was a time fire took over some markets in Ghana, and money was given out to this woman through MASLOCK to go out there and try to wipe the tears from the eyes of some of these traders who had all their life savings taken away by fire. And she gave them about 20% of whatever was supposed to be given to them. So if it was 10 cedis, she gave them only 2 cedis and pocketed the rest of the 8 cedis and used that for herself. This woman here made sure that she gave herself the salary that she wanted. In lieu of leave, everyone is supposed to go for leave. She decided that she and her assistant wouldn't go, and they paid themselves in lieu of the leave. My brother, my sister, so they took 2 salaries. Salary for working and salary that should have been paid them whilst they were on leave. 2 salaries. This woman here, SEDINA TAMAKLOE-ATTIONU, was put in there by the government of John Dramani Mahama. And when the government was overthrown in that very peaceful democratic election, she was fingered by IOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Office. She went to court, and it came out that this was the leader of a gang of thieves at MASLOCK. MASLOCK. She had stolen so much money. And when she realized the way the court case was going, she knew she was going to lose because every evidence was against her. So what did she do? She begged that she was so sick and dying and she needed to go abroad for health care. A country where all politicians go out there to the white man's land to seek medical attention. A country where all politicians have no respect for the hospitals, and when they come into power, they don't even think about building hospitals. With all respect to President John Dramani Mahama, who is one president who has built more hospitals than any other president of Ghana in contemporary times. Give some credit also to John Evans Atta Mills. Now, when this woman said she was going, whatever the issue was, they decided to allow her to leave the country. And when she left on the plane, she started to sing songs of praise to God. She would not return to this country anymore. At least not when the NPP was in power. She ran out of the country and she went straight to America, hiding. She was picked up last week, my brother, my sister. The same that day that Ken Ofori-Atta was picked up, the 6th of January. And she was picked up by the U.S. Marshals right there in Nevada. And when we talk about the U.S. Marshals, we are not joking. We are talking about the oldest custodians of federal law enforcement. My brother, my sister, in America. Now the Marshals are only brought in when it is so serious. As we told you before, they are specialists in chasing fugitives. And the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana worked with the American authorities and unleashed the Marshals on SEDINA TAMAKLOE-ATTIONU, because the Attorney General had tried so much to speak with this lady, to beg her to come home in the name of the president. You are embarrassing the party, embarrassing the good people of Ghana. Come home, whatever it is. Start your sentence. We can always appeal. Get good lawyers to stand up for you. I'll come today. I'll come tomorrow. Hey, me, I won't come. I will come. Now your party is in power. You were scared that the NPP government might persecute you rather than prosecute you. Come home. Start your sentence. We will see what we'll do. This woman was dilly-dallying, pussyfooting with the Attorney General and the rest of them until she decided to change her number and shut down on everyone in this government. She didn't want to listen to them. That was when the Attorney General said, okay, if persuasion fails, force must be applied. Come here. Watch this. Now, my brother, my sister, that was when the Attorney General decided that this must happen. And the Attorney General told the American authorities how dangerous and elusive this woman is. In the case of Ken Ofori-Atta, they only unleashed the ICE and also the FBI and a few others. But in the case of SEDINA, the U.S. Marshals went in headlong and picked her up so easily. After just days of studying her movements, they descended on her and swooped her up like an eagle does to a little chick. And she ended up all the way in the detention center. She appeared in court yesterday. This is no news. Everyone knows she was in court. But what happened in court is where the news is. SEDINA TAMAKLOE-ATTIONU. She was required to appear in court personally and physically. She was supposed to appear without any disguise. No face masks. No unnecessary makeup. Because they wanted to be able to forensically tell and also link her to the exact person of interest to Ghana and the United States of America. So she appeared in court. My brother, my sister, she was picked all the way from Nevada, locked up. She appeared in the court in Las Vegas. From the detention camps of the U.S. Marshals, they carried her all the way into Las Vegas. Lord God have mercy. And there, she sat down with her legal team. My brother, my sister, what happened in court? She told them, her legal team, after she was recognized as the person of interest, the right person, the legal team said she is not ready to return home. What is the reason? She said she's seeking medical attention. She has been seeking medical attention for only God knows how long. She only got sick after the prosecution started. She was well, stole all our money. She had no mercy for the Makola people who had their shops burnt. All the other markets in Ghana that were guzzled up by fire. My brother, my sister, they all cried. But when this woman approached them, she assured them that there will be help from government. And when the government finally gave them money, This woman gave them only about 20% of what was supposed to be given to them. They didn't know. After all, half a loaf, better still, quarter of a loaf is better than none. They applauded her and said, thank you, madam. She carried the rest of the money and grew fat on stolen money. Such a thief. Now, my brother, my sister, we are not afraid to call her a thief because legally she has been pronounced as such, a thief. And slapped with 10 solid years. My brother, my sister, she stole our millions. Today, she's telling us she won't return home. Because John Mahama, through the Attorney General, had already spoken to her and told her point blank that the law is the law. The moment she arrives in Ghana, she's going straight to jail. Respect the laws of Ghana. Start your 10-year sentence. She didn't like it. Look, we're going to be able to open up and tell you her family background. Her family is a bourgeoisie family. My brother, my sister, that had ambassadors and all those kinds of people in her family. She was born into a political family, and we are taking our time to give you the background of this woman. She had everything she needed in life as a growing up child. She schooled in England, got all the education. The parents were hoping that she would be of a better service to Ghana. Little did they know that she would be such a dirty thief. Now the case has been adjourned. And when she returns to the court, my brother, my sister, she will be telling the court straight away. By the 27th of January, she's supposed to return. And when she goes there, that is when it will be decided whether they would allow her to sit back in America or go back home. Does she have the legal papers to stay in America? Certainly not. She came into America looking for attention for her health, and she decided to stay and run away. Can I tell you something interesting? When she arrived in America, she hopped from one state to the other. Anytime the Ghanaian authorities tried to reach out to her, she moved in order to run away from justice. This is the real fugitive. She would stay in one state. She would ask her family, oh, which state is a little flexible? So in order to run away, don't be in the states that are dominated by black people. Police people are always there. Go to the white dominated areas. As for that place, they don't have too much of any such crimes. When you are there, you are free. She went to Nevada. Amongst the Indians and all those people, the bourgeoisies, she lived big on our stolen money. Today, my brother, my sister, SEDINA appeared in court yesterday. The American authorities have verified her vital stats. They have been able to tell that this is the person, so that they don't make mistakes. Some people have the same names, yet of course they are different people. Can I tell you what is going to happen? The American people are so much in a hurry to bring her home. That is why the U.S. Marshals were unleashed onto her. But her legal team is also fighting. Unfortunately for her, she doesn't have the muscles of Ken Oforiatta to hire the topmost judges in America. Judges like John David Ashcroft. Lawyers like John David Ashcroft. She's gone to pick up some other lawyers, and they are fighting to keep her in America. Our prayer is that the U.S. Marshals have already done their work 90%. Let them just conclude it, bundle her up. All these charlatans who run away from justice and hide under health. Yet when they were in power, they ignored every such health notification. Now that they are out of power and they need to face justice, they are already sick. May the ancestors of Africa bring them home to face the mighty justice that they deserve. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodemo, where we speak truth to power. And we got more. Story number 2. Watch this. I will take Christians to Israel to pray when I become president. And this is Dr. BAWUMIA, still talking with no common sense. It hurts me. Hallelujah. Oh, Jesus. After the dirty cathedral scandal, BAWUMIA hasn't learnt any new lessons. And it hurts. Over 100 million American dollars went down a certain dirty hole, the most expensive hole in the history of man and animal kind. Dr. BAWUMIA supported that cathedral. He contributed to the building of the cathedral. When he wanted to be president, he moved from one house of faith to the next house of faith. He visited fetish priests. They had their whisk in his face. They poured concoctions on his bald head. He went to the church, knelt before priests. They prayed for him. He went to the Muslim house of worship. He was prayed for. He's a desperate man who wants power by all means. This is BAWUMIA. Now, Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA is trying to run again as president, but first he has to clear a certain hurdle, and that is the primaries of the NPP. Now, the IGP has already told us that on the 31st of January, when they have their primaries, the NPP, every polling station shall have 70 policemen armed to the teeth, deeper than the bone into the bone marrow. My brother, my sister, is it a war zone? 70 police armed to the teeth right there at every polling station. Are we revisiting the civil war in Rwanda? Or are we in Afghanistan? Maybe we are in Guantanamo Bay. Better still, we are in Gaza, where bombs and missiles of destruction fly and romance each other right up in the skies. Hallelujah. What kind of primaries is this that needs the whole nation to come to a standstill? Because some people are already beating the war drums. They just signed a certain peace pact saying that they would be united and they will go into the primaries united, yet they are more divided than any political party we have seen in the history of this country. If they were not gentlemen before this peace pact that they just signed, will that useless piece of paper make them gentlemen? They are throwing insults at each other, left, right, and center, with no respect to decorum, no respect to academic discourse. My brother, my sister. So, Canada, Japan has been telling BAWUMIA, you are the man of ideas. You are the man of the economy, a failed economist. You are going around campaigning. What are you going to be doing for the Ghanaian people should you be voted president? Tell us now. BAWUMIA has been trying to convince people. Tribal politics in all those camps, religious politics, especially between the Ken camp and the BAWUMIA camp. And I just chanced upon a video where BAWUMIA spoke to a group of Christians, I am told. And I realized that with these people, Ghana is nothing but a failed state. It will be worse than the animal farm should this guy become president. Watch this.
Maybe they said a mekano. We were GDA when Yamimo. He GD said, your bonfire, Yamiti. ye paibu. Enti na yen kramofo de bia ye pese ye ko meka e ko bompa enyesa ye meka e ko hajj me di hihye foforo eba se de kramofo ye ko meka e ko bompa yeso ye pese ye boa Christopher a pastors amunko Israel e ko bompa no yeso ye pese ye boa mo na motumi ko Israel e ko bompa e ma ye bai. Yamai Yam Pie Bopa. Maybe they said a mekano. We were GIFTY when Yamimo. Me, GIFTY said, your bompire, Yamiti, Yam Pie. Ain't na young cramofo. Debbie, I say, you come meka, echo bompire, yes, sir. Ye meka, echo high, maybe she shall fulfill ever. Se de nkramofo ye ko meka ye ko bompae yeso ye pese ye boa Christopher a pastors amunko Israel e ko bompae no yeso ye pese ye boa mo na motumi ko Israel e ko bompae e ma ye bai.
This is Dr. BAWUMIA in Mecca. And if there's anything that is shining more than his bald head, then it must be the lights in the background. He went to Mecca. Mecca did not stop him from lying to Ghanaians in order to get power. Hanan went to Mecca allegedly with stolen money. How can you go to Mecca with stolen money? It looks like a lot of our people just want to be called Alhaji. And that supposedly makes them holy. That's BAWUMIA in Mecca. Next to him is his beautiful wife, a woman has so much respect and love. My brother, my sister, to those who don't understand Akan, BAWUMIA, PhD, told the people, Muslims go to Mecca to pray. Our country needs prayers. We know that prayers to God work. Just as Muslims go to Mecca, when I come into power, we will help Christians for them to also go to Israel to pray for our nation. That's what he said. It breaks my heart, my brother, my sister. It's the same thing they said about the cathedral, especially BAWUMIA. He said, the nation needs prayers. We have to pray for our nation. For that matter, we need a cathedral. And that cathedral, they said, was going to be like the Garden of Eden. Every fruit tree in the Garden of Eden will be planted here. It doesn't matter the weather differences. They will plant it by magic. Every food ever mentioned in the Bible would be served in the cathedral's kitchen. What jokers! Can you imagine, my brother? And they stole from the people of Ghana over 100 million. This guy is not ashamed. He's still telling us the same old rhetoric of foolishness. I don't get it. Do you get it? I don't get it. Hey, we just came back from a cathedral scandal. Ghanaians were scandalized, robbed. BAWUMIA was part of the robbery. And we are crying that all these people must face justice. All of a sudden, he comes to tell us the same old rhetoric. We need to pray. Pray for our nation. Let's continue to go to Israel. Let's continue to go to Mecca. The nation will support you to go there. And I'm like, even Muslims, it's not obligatory for them to go to Hajj. Can I repeat it? Islam says, if you have the power to do it, if you have the money to do it, go. It is good. It's a blessing. It doesn't mean that a poor man who doesn't have money to go to Mecca is less important to God than a rich man who made it to Mecca. No scripture says that. Riches is a blessing according to Islam and also according to Christianity. So if you are blessed with riches, you can go to Mecca. But it's not by force. Today, what do we see? Go to the Zongus. A man has 600 children. All of them are illiterate. He pushes all of them into the Makaranta, where they go and recite the same things for all the 20 years that they will be there. Malams will whip the hell out of them. I remember when I used to go to Makaranta. I ran out after 1 week. Alif Matura B Bakat Hazard recite. He has spelled Arabic letters for you to recite, and he's holding the cane. He has already raised it. It's like saying CAR is what? That you raise a cane in front of a child. They whipped the hell out of me. After 1 week, I didn't want to go back to the Makaranta. And it's still happening. 99% of all the Malams who teach in the Makaranta cannot even speak Arabic. They don't understand. All they know to do, a lot of this, not all of them. When they enter the class, they teach you to say, Sabah al-Hayr. That's good morning. Ya Ustaz, teacher. Then he will respond and they will sit down. Tell me how many people in the Makaranta of Ghana graduate from the Makaranta and can speak fluent Arabic? So what are they really teaching them? Parroting. Recite these words. When you recite this prayer, rain will not fall. When you recite this prayer, you will make money. They are teaching them dogmatism. A lot of these Makarantas. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. How did I digress from BAWUMIA's Israel? My brother, most Muslims have a problem with BAWUMIA going to the church. I don't. We have to be tolerant. You go to the church, you talk to the people, even the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sent his Sahib, aka his followers, to the Negos in Abyssinia, who was a Christian. My brother, my sister. And the Prophet always talked about the protection of churches and Christians. My brother, my sister, can I tell you more? BAWUMIA is saying that he would take Christians. With whose money? Have you been able to sort out the economy? I do not have a problem if through the Christian Council, every year, they say 10 people, 20 people, you people choose those, can go on tourism, pilgrimage to this country or that country. My brother, my sister, how many people come to Ghana to see the Okonfo Anochi stool, the golden stool? Have we promoted that enough? How many people come to Ghana, the center of the world, there in Tema, or over there in the BA, just to revisit that beautiful scenario that I am in the center of the world? Some people have been able to cash in on that and make money. Look at the bombs that are flying in Israel. Yet BAWUMIA says he will send Ghanaians there to go and pray. Have they been able to pray for their own peace? You are still sending them into a land that has no peace. My brother, my sister, this is what they use to win elections. Or will take you to Mecca. Muslims are happy to go to Mecca. A lot of Muslims would prefer going to Mecca and coming back and be hungry for the next 20 years. They don't care. My brother, approach some Muslims and say, look, I have this money. I want to give to you. You can decide to do business with it and make money and take care of your children, take care of your family. Or you can go to Mecca. I'm telling you that a lot of Muslims will go to Mecca and come home and sit in front of the mosque and be doing la la sulala. Yet they had an opportunity to build a life for themselves that could have given them money to go to Mecca if they want afterwards as many times as they want. But no, they will take the money to Mecca. And he knows it. Religion is killing us. We are not ready to decipher that thin line between religion and common sense. Christians are in a hurry to go to Israel. The moment somebody comes to tell them, we'll take you to Israel, they are excited. When you return from Israel, what would you eat? How would you take care of your children? Instead of telling them that you will take them to Israel to play, tell them that you have some money. To go to Israel, you will need about 50,000 Ghana cedis. I'm going to give it to you to do business. No. Instead of taking you to Mecca, I'll give you 50,000 Ghana cedis. Do some business. Make sure that within a year or two, you make enough money so you can go to Mecca yourself. That way, you are building your own country, the economy. And at the same time, you are satisfying the fate of these people. But no, he said he would take them to Israel to go and pray because the nation needs prayers. When the Bible itself says it doesn't matter where you stand to pray, God will listen to you. Why must they necessarily go to Israel? These are the leaders who want to rule us. You see their level of thinking? They can have 1 million PhDs, but up here, they are house niggers. Up here, nah. They are colonists, colonizers. The white man is puppeting them. As I'm speaking, I'm sure there are some Christians insulting me. Ah, ye ko Israel ko bompaya. Rasta man yo si saying, tepe kra na okano. Ah, na who share. And I know some Muslims would also be saying, why is Blakk Rasta speaking like this? But the end will justify this thing that I'm saying is the black pot. AKA Kukushonomo. And here we speak to truth to power. When we return, we have more exclusives. Hey! Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot. Kukushonama.
It's the black pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Power, oh power. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please hit on the subscription button and you become an automatic family. Story number 3. Watch this. GIFTY OWARE'S lavish stolen money birthday party exposed. She's a 39-year-old lady. She was born in Koforidua. She went to school both in Ghana and abroad. She owns a female football club, GIFTY OWARE. This woman here also went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And when she finished, she went straight to work right there at the National Service Secretariat. Now it's National Service Authority. She was a student politician when she was in school, the NPP. There are some controversies around her. Abna Koko and Supi with her. Everybody knows the story. She got married to a man, not a woman. As if to say, those of you who think that I do Supi alone, no, I also enjoy men. Or better still, those of you who think I do Supi, shame on you. I am married to a man now. This is Gifty Oware and her husband. Gifty Oware got so much power right there at the National Service Secretariat in her days. Many said she was so rude and arrogant. She has been slapped with a court case by no mean person but the Attorney General representing the Republic of Ghana. And she's supposed to cough out millions. How much millions? My brother, my sister, tens of millions. Tens of millions. According to the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, she is supposed to be paying the millions for the ghost names and even more, to the tune finally, as other ones have been added, 1.5 billion. This is Gifty Oware. 1.5 billion. She was in court today, Thursday, the 22nd. And the judge was so angry with her. Justice Audrey Kwekuvitei, a lady, looked at her in the eye and said, I give you these number of days for you to return here with the list of your witnesses. This case is delaying. It must end. Her lawyer came in to talk. And the justice got so angry and said, if you don't, we would advise ourselves as a court. It looks like all the judges are losing patience for all these people who have been standing trial, from Edubuahini all the way to Hanan and also to this woman here. It is sad, my brother. 1.5 billion. Hey, now Gifty Oware allegedly put in a lot of ghost names. She paid herself twice and even more. She paid herself as a national service person and also as a worker of national service. Do you understand? I'm doing national service. I'm taking salary. At the same time, I am working with national service and I'm taking money too. Look at this. According to the Attorney General, she and her boss, one entry, my brother, my sister, who recently could not get bail because of how much money he allegedly stole. They collaborated and allegedly stole from the people of Ghana. And people like that, these alleged thieves, when you go into their offices, they treat you like a piece of rag. I don't know how a man can be so proud of stealing money. Our money. My brother, my sister, Justice Audrey Kwekuvitei is so mad at Gifty Oware and has given her just a few days to return to the court with a list of witnesses for the case to continue. And if she does return to the court and this witness list is not given, judgment will be pronounced on her. Her lawyer is Gary Nimakun. Most Ghanaians cannot wait to see how this is going to end. This woman, if all that we are hearing from the Attorney General is true, then she is a she-devil, wicked and dangerous. This is the grandmother of Delilah in the Bible. You see their faces. They look like they are okay. If all that the Attorney General is saying is correct, if you put a witch here and put this woman here, I will run to the witch and embrace the witch and leave this one there. 1.5 billion. She bought a whole football team. Money that was reserved for poor students from my village, Salaga, Dolin Bison, Durigaga, and all those places. People who cannot have their parents give them anything, but they are brilliant and sharp. Money reserved for them to go and study. She took that money for herself. According to the Fourth Estate, flew out of the country and went to school. Yet, she could afford it comfortably, blocking the chances of some brilliant but needy students. My brother, this is Gifty Oware. Hey! She threw a party in 2023. The party was bigger than a presidential party. Bigger than any other party I have seen in recent times, except the one that was thrown by Richard Nyama Mensah, that had everybody of magnitude in terms of importance attend. My brother, my sister, watch what happened at the party. The party was big. Watch this. That's a whole thing. My brother, my sister. And this one we just took out. That's it. Look at it. There were female guards outside. All her guards are females. That's her dancing. Dancing 2023. And many people think that this money allegedly is coming from our stolen money. She's dancing, oh. Yes, she's dancing. Didn't I tell you? And look at what was served. And look at the guys coming in to dance. Oh gosh. And she joined them in the choreography. Watch how she danced off beat and off steps. Watch this. All allegedly on our stolen cash. Oh, yo, P, uncle. Watch this. They are dancing. They will be paid good amount of money. And those of them who are females, they might get another job outside this, maybe in the bedroom. Hallelujah. Did you see the ladies outside at the beginning of the video? My brother, my sister, this is supposed to be a party, birthday party by Gifty Oware. She spent money on herself, blew money on her events, blew money on her parties. My brother, my sister, and allegedly, as told to us now, we now know the source of the money. Corruption. Ghanaians cannot wait for this case to come to an end. Her lawyers tried to speak with the Attorney General so that they could cut a deal. But the Attorney General now is insisting that any deal will not be cut by him. He has to go to court, tell the judge that you are guilty, and that You have been slapped with 1.5 billion. Allegedly, as money that you have stolen. Tell us how much you will be able to pay. Now the Attorney General says, left to me alone, he will take all the money with interest. Why do we do this to ourselves? We get a small opportunity to serve our nation. We end up milking the nation. We get a small opportunity to serve our nation, and we end up breaking the neck of the nation. May she be free if she is innocent. If she's not, may our ancestors deal with her. May the courts deal with her. May she go to jail and continue to celebrate the birthday in jail. In the interim, it is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 4. Watch this. Sir John was the greatest danger to our Ghana forests. And my good friend, Professor Frimpong-BOATENG is here. He is a physician. The first to build us a cardiothoracic center right here in Ghana. The first man to do an open heart surgery successfully in our country and beyond. He tried to run for president once by going through the primaries, and he was blocked right there. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo gave him the opportunity to be a minister of state for environment and technology. And when he came in there, he told me in a short interview that I was paid 15,000 Ghana cedis a month. And because I am not a thief, I didn't take anything. At the time, I had 2 hospitals that were making money for me. But I left those hospitals to my assistants and deputies to run the affairs of the nation. I worked very hard to come up with a report, only for the president, out of vindictiveness, to throw this away and call it a vindictive piece of trash. We all saw how the presidency, in fact, was inundated with so much corruption. It was like rodents in a wheat farm. My brother, my sister, this is the man. He granted an interview to my very good brethren, Paul Adum Ochre, on Good Evening Ghana, and he said something that he has been saying. And even in that report, which was leaked to us journalists, he mentioned that the biggest threat to our forest was Sir John. Today, he has gone deeper into it. And I'm going to play you that interview in a bit. But this is Sir John. He's dead and he's in hell right now as we speak. Satan is sodomizing him with no mercy. Very dirty ghost, this guy. He's from Wonuo. This guy was the CEO of forestry under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. My brother, my sister. And in his days, he legalized the illegitimate galamsey in forests, reserves. This guy called Sir John. Very dirty guy. And to give some kind of luster, shine to these allegations, when he died, in his will, he was even bequeathing land that he acquired for himself illegally. Land, my brother, my sister, Ramsey sites, reserved by the government for the use of government. He gave that to his cronies. Look at the list as published by the 4th Estate of 75 properties contained in Sir John's will. My brother, my sister. Number 1, 1 man. And he got this. You will see the period he got that in. House on plot number blah 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 located in Ogbojo, East Legon, and acquired on February 12, 2018. This was in the days of who? Who was in power? Do you remember? The NPP, Nana Addo. Number 2, house on plot number blah 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 located at Oyarifa number 2, acquired on 11th May, which year? 2018, Nana Addo's regime. Thirdly, house plot number blah 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 located at Oyarifa number 1, acquired on September 27, which year? 2017. Who was in power? The same old Nana Addo. Am I correct? Number 4, house on plot number GA5881 located at Adjringano, Accra, White House, acquired on August 7, 2019. Who was in power? Same old dwarf. Number 6, a 6-bedroom house located at Patangbe, Ogbojo, near East Legon. 1 man. Number 6, a 4-bedroom house located in Mimpasem, East Legon. A 3-bedroom house on plot number TDA 4140 located at Mimpasem, East Legon. 1 man. Number 8, another 3-bedroom house on plot number TDA 4140. Okay, that's that one, right? Number 9, a 4-bedroom house on plot number blah 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 located in East Legon and acquired on October 25, 2018. So 2018 was his cocoa season. His party was in power under Nana Addo and he got all this. Number 10, a 5-bedroom house located in Sakora, Wonwo. That is his hometown. A 4-story building located in East Legon with 10 apartments, each apartment consisting of 3 bedrooms. So in all 12 bedrooms, right? And 5 apartments, each consisting of 2 bedrooms and even more. East Legon. We've counted 4 houses so far in East Legon for 1 man. And then we come to the land that he had. 2 plots of land located in Ahenema, Kokobeng. You know where Prophet 1 is. In the Ashanti region. 13, 2 plots of land with registration number blah 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 located in Oyarifa, which we acquired on November 6, 2018. Cocoa season. 14, a 5.541 acre land, more than 5 acres, located in Achimota Forest. Can you imagine? Can you imagine such a dirty ghost? He had 5 acres in Achimota Forest, a forest reserve. He was able to acquire it for himself as the forestry boss in the name of Jacquet Pros Limited. For him, who is Jacquet Pros? 15, a 0.987 acre land located in Achimota Forest, held in the name of Faso Limited, the same dirty guy. 16, unspecified piece of land located in the Achimota Forest. Unspecified. Did you hear that? Unspecified. Jointly owned with Charles Owusu. And Charles Owusu himself was so embarrassed. He didn't know that his name would even pop up in the will. Such a thief. This Sir John guy. 17, an unspecified piece of land held in the name of DML located in the Achimota Forest. And listen, a more than 5 acre land at the Ramsar site, Sakumono. You know what Ramsar site is? Government has decided that nobody builds, nobody encroaches. The government is going to take that piece of land. He owned it despite the government restrictions for himself using political power. Number 19, 5 plots of land located at Millennium City in Kaswa. 20, 1 plot of land with certificate number blah blah located at Mimpasem, East Legon, acquired on December 13, 20 what? Nanado. 2 plots of land, approximately of 0.40 acres, located at number 7 ARS Lane, Ogbojo, near East Legon. 22, 1 plot of land near the Chain Homes, Sedu Agongo, Mahama. Chain Homes Estate at East Airport Hills. 1 plot of land, that's a big place. You know how much a piece of land cost there? He had that. A piece of land numbered plot 139 located within the Aden Tamai district, aka aviation land. Do you understand that? Aviation land. Now his private cars. Sir John. Iyoko didn't come early under this guy called Raymond Archer. Capo di tutti capi. This guy would have been roasted. Go back to the cars. Look at the cars. Lexus, Ford Fusion, Lexus, V6, Nissan Titan pickup, Mercedes-Benz E68, Honda Pilot, Honda Accord Sport. Run it, my youth. More cars, 1 man. Toyota Land Cruiser V8, Ford 150, Honda Accord 2.0 Touring, Toyota RAV4 2019 model. 2019 Nanado model. Chevrolet Cruze, Lexus Saloon Kia 2019 model, and he had guns. 5 pump action guns. 5. 1115. 42. Look at clothing. He had a lot. Bank accounts. Bebre kwa. Bebre. And his real name was Kojo Wuswe aka Sir John. National Investment Bank, CBG, GT Bank, GT Bank in the name of Kojo Wuswe Fidelity Bank, ADB, you see, Jacquet Pros Limited, his own company. United States Bank, Wells Fargo in his name in America. Canadian bank account, hey, Royal Bank in his name. He had bank accounts both inside and outside Ghana. And look at his investments. ADB, he had 2 million cedis expected to mature in April 2020. It matured and his ghost came for the money. He died before this thing matured. 52, 250,000 Ghana cedis with NTHC, which stood at this amount of money in July 2019. And he had a joint gold production investment with Francis Owusu. Joint ownership in gold production investment with ROTL, FASO, MBL. Gold production, Galamsey. And then 57, a 3-year memorial hospital located at Sakora Wano. He had a hospital and named it after himself, a 3-year. Other businesses, he had a fuel station, what we call a gas station in America. A fuel station located at Kentin Krono in Ashanti region. That I pronounce so well because I went to school in Kumasi. Fuel tanker vehicles, 10 in number. Fuel tankers, 10. Edu. 1 teak plantation located at Nkawie in the Ashanti region. Rubber plantation located in the eastern region. Stores located at the New Kejetia market. Hey, farms at Ejura. Hey, 1 man. And all this he got from 2018. Maximum 2017. Editor's notes. The initial publication left out properties that Sir John gave to Agnes Boachi, aka Akosua Dakua, while he was alive. So when he was alive, he gave this out. A house at East Legon Hills to Akosua Dakua. A house in Kumasi, Ashanti region, and vehicles numbering 2. And a store at Kejetia market. Where we here? Where we here? You ready? He died. COVID came and finished him. This guy, COVID came, took him away, as if to say, you shall not live to enjoy this stolen wealth. And you know where they buried him? Do you know? They took him to Wonuo in an helicopter. Helicopter flew him to his hometown, Wonuo, and they buried him in a house. A house. His photo is there. This is the dirty ghost of Wonuo, Sir John. Now that we have spoken about him, let us go to Professor Frimpong-BOATENG. He has his version of this man. It's a very short tape. Watch this.
He said many things. For example, Sir John.
The late Sir John.
The late Sir John. Sir John was mining, giving concession, and doing crazy things in the forest. And he was giving the forest itself, 42 of them, 47 forest reserves to people to mine in them without going through the process.
Why should we believe you on this?
So I compiled all the letters that he wrote into a book like this and went to the president. I said, Mr. President, this man, I called Sir John. So the president called Sir John.
He called him?
Yeah, of course.
So you met Sir John before the president?
On 2 occasions.
I remember Akufo-Addo used to do that. He said somebody, he calls him and says, okay, let's talk.
So
So 3 of you?
No, more than that.
Okay.
Sir John, Chief of Staff, Blakk, and maybe one of the
Or Suman or someone like that.
some officers there. And I told Mr. President, this man in charge of the forestry of Ghana is the greatest danger to the forest of this country.
You said it in the
I
meeting?
said it in the meeting.
Yeah, there are minutes of the meeting?
Yes. Yeah, somebody might have written meetings, but
Okay.
I don't write meetings at the
I get it, yes.
And so the president asked Sir John, have you heard what the professor is saying? Oh, Mr. President, you know this, that, the way he does his things.
I don't know the way he does it. You have to report it accurately.
So I thought he was going to stop, but he didn't stop.
No, what did Sir John say? How did he defend himself? Do you
He didn't
remember?
defend himself. He was just, oh, Mr. President, we're not specific about anything. Oh, Mr. President, this, that.
What language is that?
Language.
Yes, Mr. President, this, that, Mr. President.
Mr. President, it's not, we are trying to do this, we did this and we did that. No coherent explanation. So, but it went on. And I asked for a second meeting after 2 or 3 months. And the same thing happened. It didn't stop.
Oh, the president called him to another meeting.
Yes. So, and even this report, you asked the members of the Council of State, on 2 occasions, I presented the state of the environment and the fight against galamsey to the Council of State on 2 occasions.
On 2 occasions, he presented the report to the Council of State of Elders, Elders of State. With all this, Sir John was alive and he was confronted right in front of the president. With all the evidence, Mr. President still came back later after this man leaked the report to journalists because there was no action. I've written the report. I brought it to you. No action. 2 occasions he sent that to the Elders of State. Nothing. So he leaked it to the public because the public actually employed him, not the president. The public employed him through the president. With that, president still came and called it a piece of vindictive trash and threw it away. Meanwhile, Sir John himself was alive then, and you realize that he had. So when Sir John died, and now the will came out, the president looked at it and said, yay, Professor Kanokre, I don't even have a quarter of what this Sir John guy had. You know what they did? All the land that Sir John stole from the forest reserves and the Ramsar sites, the state went out through Jinapo to seize back the land from the will by force. How do you own something that you don't have? Sir John and the people of Wonuo are still allowing his corpse to be in that thing. I wish you could get me, a photograph of Sir John's grave. It's a whole building. Yes, a whole building. He was buried in there. And sadly, it was still in the days of COVID. Social distancing. You know what happened? This helicopter flew his coffin, whatever it was, into that grave. And the multitudes that came there, they were bussed from wherever, put in buses and sent there. There was nothing like social distancing. They were all together in the hot days of COVID. That's Sir John. And Professor is telling us he was the most dangerous man in our forest. And his will showed everything clearly. This is where the guy was buried. His corpse is still in there. Now it might not be corpse, skeleton. That's him. That's Sir John's grave. The people of Wonuo, Sakora. If I were the chiefs there, I would set this thing on fire. Or better still, let me be wiser. I will remove whatever skeletons are there. Find some trash bin and put that inside and turn this into a kindergarten. Look at what he did. The evidence is clear. Ramsar sites he owned. How? It's like somebody says he owns the conference center. Somebody says he owns the National Theatre. That's what he did. To God be the glory. And thanks so much, Prof. We appreciate you, Prof, for speaking the truth. Your fake NPP, as you call them, might not recognize you. But we do. We love you. We appreciate you. You might never be president, but in our hearts, you are a president. We love you. Continue speaking truth to power. As you told me in that interview, the evil NPP will continue to tell lies about you. But the truth shall always stand tall in the face of every adversity promulgated and uttered by falsehood. Hallelujah. Dodo? It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we have a big story. Hey ya! Hey yo! Wayo!
Blakk Pot. Kukushona, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize. And if we ever do, we are only criticizing to build and not to destroy. This is the headquarters of the truth, the habitat of the truth, the address of the truth, the bedroom of the truth. This is where all the exclusives are. Now, this is the story that made us start the show about 30 minutes late today. And I am more than excited to bring you that story. But remember, subscribe to the channel. We are called Black Empire Media. And the show is the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodemo. Number 5. Kaya Jeme. Lokoya Jeme. UK court slaps CHEDDAR with 14.9 million American dollars. Hey. Now, a UK court decided that CHEDDAR is supposed to pay some money to Kohler Holdings, and that money is 49.9 million as the principal, and he will pay in excess of 1 million American dollars extra to Kohler Holdings for some kanana. What is the kanana? Was there any wrongdoing? Why is the court saying CHEDDAR must pay this? And it's been enforced by the Accra High Court. First and foremost, who is CHEDDAR? You know him, don't you? CHEDDAR, Jacob, Freedom, Caesar, the self-acclaimed rich man. When you go on the Oxford Street, he has a huge building there that has number 1 Oxford Street written on it. He has a car of a certain footballer, customized, that he decided to put on display over there. He told us that he made his money from selling scraps. He actually went to school in Ghana a little bit. Oh yes, he went to Blakk, Accra, and then he left. Maybe because he was not academically sharp and bright. But in his own words, he felt school was a waste of time, and he still believes in that. Hey, in the run-up to the election, this was the guy whose name was all over the place. He was a philanthropist. He had so much money. And when I tried to find out the source of his money, he got angry with me and called me all sorts of names, insulted me, and we reported that. Do you remember? So I have never been his friend from when I decided to ask questions that people can't ask him. This is CHEDDAR. He came into the country, in fact, parading himself, portraying himself as a self-made man. He said he was over there in England and he sold scraps and made money. My biggest problem with him was when he imported some white tigers into the country. White tigers. He said they are a very rare species. He brought them into the country. And it came out that he was maltreating these animals. He declawed them. He cut off all their claws and fed them with what he wanted and not what the animals wanted. In no time, the animals became obese. And people who had their houses around where he kept these animals were complaining. The place was smelling for lack of care. Smelling. And they reported him to the wildlife people. So the wildlife people came and ordered him to build a certain kind of cage, at least, to have these animals. My brother, he declawed the tigers and deteated them, filed their teeth so they couldn't bite. He turned them into cats, domestic cats. And when I told him, as an animal activist and an animal rightist, he got angry and called me poor. He threatened that he would buy my radio station and sack me. This idiot. But Ghanaians were clamoring around him, CHEDDAR, CHEDDAR, because Ghanaians are interested in fools. They are not interested in people who have wisdom. Anybody who has some money, whether it is stolen from Sakawa, they worship you, which is sad. So me and him had a big banter. There was a time he even threatened to take me to court. His lawyers came and made a lot of noise and went away. Because when they were confronted with the facts, they realized that he had no case. You are maltreating animals and we are telling you and you are angry. He stood for the elections and tricked, allegedly, some great Pan-Africanists that everybody knows in the world of Pan-Africanism. He had what he called the new force. And he said he was the face in the mask. My brother, my sister, Ghanaians would have loved him more, but for the arrogance. Young, cool. I remember he even called me ugly guy. Wow. Ubia won fesa. Or see, ugly guy. He used some word like that. My brother, I am excited when I confront the so-called mighty. People are scared to confront. There are those I confront. Because that's my calling. This is Jacob, Freedom, Caesar. My brother, my sister, I'm about to tell you a story that will break you. Now, the forestry, the wildlife took the animals, made sure that he was able to fix up the place. At least that was what they told us. And then they returned the animals to him. As to where the animals are now, I don't know. I won't be surprised if those animals are dead. Because what he was feeding them on, they were just growing fat. How do you take a tiger that is supposed to be the king of the jungle alongside the lion, and you relegate this animal to a small cage, declaw it, deteeth it, and feed it with what you want? I think there was a time he said he was feeding them on how many cows a day or a week. Who cares? Leave them in the bush. Let them do their own thing. Did they tell you they want to eat beef? Has the tiger told you he wants beef? If he wants beef, he doesn't want it from a domesticated cow. He will go for a buffalo. My brother, my sister, this is the guy. Everybody feared him. He ran for the elections. He didn't do badly, at least as a first comer. He tricked some Pan-Africans. PLO Lumumba came. Madame Kwao also came. And later, they regretted when they said they didn't know it was going to be a political campaign. He went to hire the Independence Square without telling them exactly that it was a political campaign. And when the authorities realized that he had tricked them, they stopped the show. This was the guy who told us that Ghanaians have to be smart. They have to start lying to the Chinese that this is a certain concoction, like Sobolo. When they drink it, they can get taller. For him, it's all about tricks in order to make money. This was the same guy who said he was going to construct the sea and draw it all the way to Kumasi. You don't live in Ghana, so you might not know. He would draw the sea from Accra and make sure it joins Kumasi. And that he had the technology to do that. Well, he's in trouble. Do you remember somewhere in August in 2016, right? Or 2018? I think somewhere in 2018. This guy here was all over in the news that he was doing a certain business with a British guy. They were going to build a whole city called Petronia City. Do you remember Petronia City? The headlines were all over the place. Headlines. Watch this. Why a British hotelier and Ghanaian entrepreneur are building a city in Ghana. And this is August 2018. That shit away. Hey! Now, you know what they wanted to build? Let me show you a 3D video of that. They wanted to build it right there in New Takrady. And it will shock you what this gentleman said he wanted to do. That's it. 3D. New Takrady. This is the city he wanted to build. Wow. And this is supposed to be sitting on a 2,000-acre plot of land. Not 200, 2,000. This was the city he wanted to build. A city that will create jobs. It will be an oil and gas city. Power city. He wanted to build this. This looks like Dubai, doesn't it? On a 2,000-acre piece of land. That's what Cheddar said he wanted to do. So, he went to Kohler Holdings. Now, the owner of Kohler Holdings is a guy called Kohler Razik. A name like that. This is the guy. He's a wealthy guy. He's an hotelier. And he's invested so much in England and over. So rich. But he realized that he was aging. So he called his son Azad. Yes, Azad. Azad is this guy here. And his father, yes, his name is like that. Razik, Bazik, a name like that. Muslim kind of name. And this is Azad. And said, Azad, control the business now. Kohler Holdings. My brother, my sister. And you know what happened? Cheddar met with this guy and sold the idea of the Petronia city to him. And he gave him 14.9 million American dollars, according to the story we have. When he took the money, Petronia city was not happening. Where is the land? Hey, go here. Hey, litigation, disagreement. Say, where is my money? Say, where is my money? Kai. Did he blow the money on the elections? Was that part of the money he used to build? Number one. What did Cheddar do with the money? This is number one, Oxford Street. And that's the car in there. People standing there and watching the car. He belongs to a certain, I think Ronaldo or somebody like that. My brother, beautiful edifice. And there was a time, workers from that place, let me not even go there. Let's deal with this issue. My brother, my sister. So this is Cheddar. What did he do with the money? Azad Kohler now came over. I want my money. I'm not seeing the Petronia city. What is happening? And then they went to court in England. And the court said, hey, pay back the money to the man. You took the money before 2018 or around 2018. You will pay interest in excess of over $1 million to this guy. My brother, my sister. And the matter ended up in Ghana because he now lives in Ghana. And they slapped him with it, pay that money. Where is Petronia City? Now let me take you through the dossier. The Petronia City, what exactly is it? Watch this. Petronia City is a massive integrated city project in Ghana's western region, spearheaded by Ghanaian entrepreneur Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Cheddar, aka the New Africa, and British property developer Azad Kohler, aiming to be West Africa's hub for oil, gas, and mining, offering a self-sustaining live, work, learn, and play environment. If I live, work, learn, and play environment with residential, commercial, and industrial spaces to boost regional development. Now, key aspects of Petronia City. Location, near Takoradi, not even New Takoradi, near Takoradi, around Takoradi. Because I was wondering how they could build this in New Takoradi. So it's near Takoradi, in Ghana's western region, strategically placed for the growing oil, gas, and mining industries. And the vision is simple: to create Africa's first fully integrated business hub, addressing infrastructure gaps and fostering socio-economic growth. That's a great vision. But what happened? Did he blow the money on politics and bragging and boasting and buying tigers? Features a master plan city with residential, office, industrial, retail, healthcare, and leisure facilities plus green spaces, aiming for self-sufficiency. And who are the developers? Nana Kwame Bediako of Wonder World Estates and British developer Azad Kola, owner of London's Westbury Hotel, formed Capital 90, that's CNZ for the project. Together, they formed Capital 90. Hey. Now the development is planned in phases, focusing on attracting businesses, human capital, and becoming a world-class destination. Great idea. British Ghanaian connection. Now the collaboration between Bediako, Ghanaian, and Kola British highlights international partnership in African development. Great idea. So what happened? Bediako, who studied in the UK, has strong ties to Britain, having founded a record label and nightclub there before his real estate success. And this is published by Africa Business 2020. So we have the facts. Now the project started around 2013. 2013, listen, with goals for completion over a decade. So they were supposed to finish it by 2023. My brother, my sister, this is what? 2026. What happened? Give me my money, because I know they see nothing. They started with land clearing and initial development underway as part of recent reports. That's it for Petronia City. And Azad cannot take it anymore. Give me back my money, or you give me the land. Or what? They went to court. What did the court say? The question is this: what wrong did Cheddar do? The court case, is it related to Petronia City, or is a different court case? It's Petronia City. Dash it away. My brother, my sister, Cheddar has to cough out about 16 million American dollars as ordered by the court. Does he have it? How is he going to pay that? We are going to continue to follow up on this. How did he blow the money? Did it go into his political campaign? Remember, there was a time he was asking people to donate money. My brother, my sister, did he truly have what he said he had? Or he was just living on borrowed glory? It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonemo. And here, we speak truth to power. Time now to go. Thank you so much for being part of this. Our numbers are still scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Yes, maybe you have a story you want us to follow up on. We are more than just excited to do that. And above all, my brother, my sister, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you do that. Let us now take your messages, okay? Send them via YouTube. They could also come via Facebook, and we'll take them as we do the curtain call. Take a big bow, all right? Okay? So boy prophecy says, good evening. I love the ever side of your prayer. Thank you so much. Frank Farouk Dech says, respect Blakk. Salam from Tel Aviv. Bongo Nation says, Charles Niama, you can't arrest Blakk Rasta yet. Oh. Why? Are you afraid of him? Gideon Darkon says, yes, man. Or say Prempe II says, why is Tyrant Akufo-Addo not commenting on the fugitive Ken Ofori-Atta to return and face justice? Well, as we told you yesterday, he flew to America and asked and begged Ken to return. And Ken told him, I'll return, but not until I get my American residence. Dennis Andaman says, true nationalists. Thank you. More comments. All right. Send them via YouTube. They could also come via Facebook comments. All right. And we have Epps Omar Adams. He said, keep the fire burning, Mr. Rasta. And Zion Genesis says he's listening. Jaconi Wari says, Blakk, respect to you. Muhammad Awal Usman says, once again, Blakk Pot is live with another revelation. Open your heart and listen to the truth. Live from Germany. Blakk Rasta, I salute, and I salute you. Salute of patriotism. Okay? Ahmed Jonaku. Richard says, good evening, Blakk. And good evening to you, my brother. Okay? Kingsford. Afre Uredu says, Kukusho Nemo. Or say Prempe II said, like, share, and push the truth to everyone's corner. Abna Sila says, fire, ya. Abna no. Sila. Salifu Fahad says, the headquarters of the truth. Ras Okoko Fisu Moon says, come here, watch this, dash it away. All right. More comments. Amejonaku. Richard says, Jato. African Oliver says, Blakk Rasta, move of fire. Amejonaku. Richard is laughing like a killer. Yao Ampo Fulate says, bad. We are admiring your outfit from Katamanso, man of good will. 213, Rasnana. Salute, respect. Nana Ogum Powers says, Rasta, Mu of fire. Godwin, Mauduji Agbemafle says, a Mu of fire. Watching from Kliko City. Ah, Kliko. I like Kliko. Ahmed Tijani Suleiman says, a Mu of fire, Blakk. Ni brothers says, hello Rasta, please. There are a few outstanding stories that will benefit from proper follow-up and completion. Please, I'll be glad if you would answer these questions one after the other. The marital issue involving Nadromo, we have decided to ice it for now because of national security implications. Now watch the first story. We told you that that guy, the silhouette, was a national security person. But we sat down with the national security, sat down with some other groups, and it came out that it would be better to hold it for now. That's why we left it there. Remember, we criticize to build and not to destroy. We have told the story. It was just a matter of exposing that character. One. Two, the circumstances surrounding Honorable Ninoy's wife who was seeking divorce. Ninoy. Who is Ninoy? Ninoy. Ah, okay. Yes, we'll come with the second part. That will come. Okay? Easy. Number three, any updates regarding the payment of salaries to President Mohammed's appointees? Good. So we are in it. And I'm getting some answers. Monday, hopefully, we will bring you some good stories. Okay? What happened to part of Sir John's will that belonged to the state? Oh, we answered that several times. They were taken back by the state. But we'll follow up and see if truly it happened and who owns that now. Back to the state or another criminal-minded politician. Okay? Finally, are the assets of both Madam Sedina and Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta frozen? That's a good question. I will find out. Last time I checked, they said they had, but I'm going to check it out again. Okay? Additionally, I will respectfully suggest avoiding promises of a part 2 where it may not be feasible to deliver. Thank you for your attention. Well, that's why we already told you we don't talk about part 2. We used to, but we stopped. Because once you tell people you are doing part 2, not even about not being able to deliver. You see people coming around you, some are begging, some are, we don't like that. We want to be free and do our thing. Understand? Because no matter how you beg, it's all in the interest of the nation. We'll still fire. All right? Maxwell Kokroko Kwamla says, Blakk Rasta, you are the epitome of journalism. Salute of patriotism. Ni Odate Mill says, good evening, family. Agbeshi Victor says, more fire. Kamshina Zaid said, Rasta, more fire. All right? More comments coming in. And we have Ni Odate Mills, he says, SEDINA must come and complete a jail term. No pardon. Bliss Abound says, legendary Professor Blakk. Papa Lofty says, I'm monitoring. Blakk, we are on fire. More fire. Papa Lofty. All right? Alexander Kwesi says, Tuma Blakk Rasta, your song Barbershop has been copied by a Swedish lady named Angelica Marva and is trending on social media. Waiting to hear from you right here in Ontario. No. The song was originally done by Jacob Miller. So what she's singing is the Jacob Miller version. Rastaman, how does he sing it? Rastaman don't live in a tenement yard. Rastaman don't live in a tenement yard. Too much watch it, and so. Watch it, and so. Then it repeats. Rastaman live in a tenement yard. So we decided to add more lyrics into it and push it the way we pushed it from the tenement yard to the barbershop. Rastaman don't eat in a tenement yard. You see, so we say, Rastaman can sit in a, something like that. We did it. The song is even going away. You want too much songs. And then we did the verses ourselves and gave it our own beat, played it live. And when Anthony B heard it, was like, what? This is crazy. That's why in the song, you hear this one. Special dedication to the killer, Miller. That's Jacob Killer Miller. So it is his music. We just did a rendition, giving it our own lyrics. But the lady you saw singing, she was singing the same lyrics that Jacob Miller wrote. Okay? I hope that's clarified. God Day Work says, come here. It's Blackpot. Wayo. Eben Justice says the fearless. All right? Conscious Agbemenu Ahosu says share and share. Conscious Agbemenu Ahosu says fire. Pandi Pamak says vote for you too. Ghanaian didn't forget. Okay, Ghanaian, vote for you too. Ghanaians haven't forgotten you and your former boss. You went about the so-called blessed stones. And then you brought that from, what's it called, Israel, to come and build a cathedral. You created empty holes, producing mosquitoes and infecting us with malaria and all that. We still remember that. Mr. Digital, digitalize, okay? We remember you. Digitalization. We won't vote for you. That's what Pandi Pamank is saying. Agbe Menya says, Blakk Rasta more fire. Faith is hike. Says more fire. Watching live from Abuabu, Kumasi, Prince Kumi Yabua. We need more black pots in Ghana to burn the corruption from our leaders and us, the citizens as well. Ronald Lawson says, good evening, Senior Blakk Rasta. And Ghanaian Faces said, the black pot, kuku, show them all. Yao Ampofulate says, Blakk SEDINA is a smart thief. But it's always said, you can run, but you can't hide. Abu Kimbarao. Shiba Barawi. Oh my God. Kojo Menla says, good evening, legend. Why, come here. Spy Ant says, yeah, man, Rastafari. Rudolph Basigiyem says, why, welcome, Blakk. Kojo Menla says, watch this. Why, Rap Thunder says, welcome, legendary Blakk. Harry Atia says, great man. May the good Lord bless you for all the love you have for Ghana. I love you. Rap Thunder says, come here, watch this. dash it away. I love you, legendary. Sheikh Sango says, listen, Wayo. Enusa Mahmudu says, come here, watch this, dash it. I love you so much, Black Rasta. Okay? Okay, more comments. Ameto Michael says, hey, yo, hey, our country or nothing, not a pays, ou rien. Henry Atia says, what yo, come here, Black NPP, never again. Swag Lord says, Black, keep the good work moving. Why yo, I'm more fire. Christabel says, Sedina, a very greedy woman. Rap Thunder says, sometimes the lateness favors us, but not all of us. Whether late or not, we are here. You're legendary. Now the general says, Black Rasta, the fact that you have we smokers as friends doesn't mean I also smoke. Same as Shatter. You weren't smart on this. So you see, you could have just ended there, but the insults and all that were necessary. We are going to spare you for now, but we shall note you. On this platform, we don't do Abu Akwasia. Okay? So it's a proverb. It's a Hausa proverb which says, Abochim Barao, Shima Barao. Stealing is illegal. It just tells you, because you are not educated, you don't understand what proverbs are. Your mind is like this. It's telling you, if you stand back and watch somebody do an illegal thing, and you befriend that person, then you are that person. Be smart. And he's coming, oh, like he has some sense. I studied literature, brother. So when I speak beyond the face. Topical issues. You understand? Look at what he wrote. I heard some other guys, if he says that a friend of a thief is a thief, then if you're a friend to a doctor, are you also a doctor? If you're a friend to a teacher, are you a teacher? What's your level of education? Have you sat with old men to listen to proverbs? Stealing is illegal. Let me educate them for free. It's free SHS. Stealing is illegal. If you sit back and watch a man do an illegal thing and you don't blow the alarm and you befriend such a person, you are also that person. That's what in modern law we call abetment of crime. They are so topical. Their understanding is so weak. And sometimes I just say, let me just fold my arms and leave them. And other times, I feel like I should take them to school. After all, Obi Nima, Obi Chre. So, the general, that's the sense behind that. A friend of a teacher is not a teacher. If you're a friend to a weed smoker, then you are not. It's so topical, so light. Go deep a little. You get it? Thank you. Ransford says, SEDINA TAMAKLOE-ATTIONU could have done 2/3, at least 6 years of a sentence by now. She has cheated herself. Royal Link says, Blakk, hub of information, could you please confirm to me if truly the court has dismissed Dr. Randy Abe's case against Abronye? I don't know about it. I'll check it out if it has actually happened. I mean, I know about the case, but I don't know about any dismissal. I'll check it out. Okay? I'll call Randy and I'll listen to what he's. And as for Abronye, maybe I'll call him. Maybe I'll call him. Okay? Filat Weldings Construction Limited. I really like the picture quality today. Big up yourself. You like the picture quality? When we finish, I'll tell them that it worked. Picture quality, you like it? Yao Ampofulati says, Blakk SEDINA is a smart thief. Okay? But it's always said you can run, but you can hide. Boy, prophecy says, this BAWUMIA no the reason at all. Conscious Agbemenu Ahos who says, hey, BAWUMIA again. I was praying Blakk didn't see this. Yao Ampofulate says the liar comedian is still talking to Ghanaians like village kids. It's painful. It's sad. Farouk Dutch says, the man is funny. He thinks Israel cares about Christians. I went to Israel on holiday, tourism, to look at those wonderful historical places. And I'll go again when there's a bit of peace and if I am allowed. But, of course, I knew I could pray in my home. So I didn't go there saying I was going to pray. It's a privilege to enter where Jesus was born. To go into the, Solomon temple and all that. But to make it seem that if you don't go there and pray, God doesn't listen to you. When people are going to Israel, people give them prayer requests. As if that is the only place God answers prayers. And Mecca is the same thing. When Muslims are going, people give them prayer requests. I am not a specialist, so I don't know. Okay? More comments. And we are about to say bye-bye to you for the day. All right? Akana Yozurai says, hey, Blakk, bless up, watching you live from Torino, right here in Italy. Blakk, in fact, with all this noise that Ghanaians are making, Kenufuri is not ready to come. Ghana, which means he knows what to do. What he has done is very bad. Whatever it is, he must come home and face justice. I can tell you he's coming home. Amable Ernest says he is very full of confused mind. He is just saying anything, thinking he's speaking sense. BAWUMIA, right? Lawe Ngwa says after the importation of the stone, that wasn't enough. Now they want to carry people there to pray. Pakwesi Owusu PSC says BAWUMIA is simply an empty barrel. I agree with you. He's just desperate for power, that's all. Pakwesi Owusu PSC says BAWUMIA is simply an empty barrel. And Ras Okokofi Sumun says MPP, never again. Apo? McCarthy Courage says, hi, Black Rasta. I'm watching you live from Wale Wale, Muwa Fire. Marshall Super says, we'll help people to go to Israel to pray. Johnson Jamal Watkins says, did he just say that? What do we need prayers in a built-in country? Precious Agbemenu Hours who says, from building toilets to taking men of God to Israel. Hey, BAWUMIA. This man is not ready to be seen as a serious politician. He's a full comedian. Lawe Ungwa says, hi, his boss imported a stone from Israel. Now he also wants to take Christians there so they can import more stones, right? Salia Nana Adam says, I love you, Blakk, but it's usually too much on DMB. You see, you all chakwa, on him saying chia Timate. Daga Jifado says to me, I don't think that God would only listen to our prayers if only we go to all these places. God is everywhere. We can be in our bedroom and God will listen to our prayers. Going to Israel or Mecca is neither here nor there. We just have to check our attitude and perception, create jobs for people and hold people accountable. Even Islam prioritizes well-being. Take your children to school, feed them, treat them if they are not well, and if you have enough, you can go to Mecca. Islam doesn't say sell all your property and go to Mecca. I don't think you'll be a smart guy if a politician brings you 50,000 and says, oh, go to Mecca. And you know that you don't have a job. Then you jump on the plane and go to Mecca to pray that when you return, you get a job. Does it make sense? I don't know. Ian Akpa says mental illness is really a disease. Hashtag BAWUMIA. Okay. And Lawe Ngwa says, is God not everywhere again? Neo Datemil says, I don't get it. King Faisal says, more fire, Black Rasta. Keep the fire burning. Pakwesi Owusu PSC says, I think BAWUMIA is spiritually being manipulated because he totally behaves as... Samuel Kwejotete says the eyes of Ghanaians are enlightened. No one falls for nonsense anymore. No one is going to fall for the influence of partisan politics. I pray so. Okay? And Samuel Kwejotete says the eyes of Ghanaians are enlightened, right? And Yao Ampofo Latte says, Blakk, please play that audio again. He said he wants to help Christian pastors as Muslims go to Mecca. not all Christians, whether they are pastors or bishops or prophets, or he's taking people there. Why wouldn't he take Muslim malams alone? Christian pastors. It's neither here nor there. Okay? Benjamin TAMAKLOE said it loud. Riman Sibon says, Yawan Pofulate says, king of sweet words, Dr. BAWUMIA. All right? And Freddie Okansi says, Dr. BAWUMIA is unprepared for the job at hand. Benjamin TAMAKLOE says, Baulaya has missed the road and will be so sad forever. Ghanaian Facer said, Blakk, my question, when a Muslim goes to Mecca, he becomes Alhaji. Please ask Dr. BAWUMIA how we call Christians who go to Israel. You know how they call them? In Nigeria, they actually called pilgrims. Pilgrims. And they add it to their names. That he has gone there. So, has gone to Israel. So he's also the Alhaji Christian version. Pilgrims. That means he's gone on the pilgrimage. Yeah. Idi Gideon M. Tuka says, the truth must always be told, as it is with Black Rasta. You are great. Jamal Ali Ilyas says, not in Nima Black Rasta. Most of them speak good Arabic, even though you're right on them caning children for nothing. Okay, so in Nima, the Makaranta there, the children speak Arabic? Are you sure? There was a Nima guy, a comedian, who was speaking some Arabic that only he and his friends understood. His azur asbatir karkur la sheki na shego da kamanto he inka tashi inka shati inka sabu de naman kaza inka jaguda sheka ce alhamdulillah ya gwada marzabudus kasar bat to wannan bartin nan ya gwada matan da ba su so sa mayafin nan su ranki yoma ai musu bulala to izaban mukur kurkur hap ya hap kurkur hap nan ya gwada wannan na fasara wannan ya gwada wai bawumiyan da zai kai mutane Israel nan to in suka kai Israel no malaikal maut ya kama kai bawumiya ya mare bawumiya ya bashi mari kaman da biyar shi ce kainga kayya bazzakarpullah ya gwada Allah ya sa su cikin wuta. And it's Arabic. I'm glad to hear that Nima Makaranta children are speaking Arabic. I'm happy if that is true. How many more people have gone to the Makaranta? Do they speak Arabic? I have friends in Nima. I used to live in Nima. My friends could read the Quran, their litafi and all that, but they couldn't speak Arabic. Say, Salaam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Kaifa haluk? Alhamdulillah. And you say, Alhamdulillah, ya kare shi, shi ka gan kama ya wuce. Yo, kobo, am kare bai. Ay, basta. Okay, so it's good. All right, more comments. My name Black Rasta, Ghana's #1, Africa's finest. Okay? And thank you so much for being part of this. If your comments have not been read, feel no way. We love you. We appreciate you. More comments are on the platform. We're going to keep reading them. Those that we have to respond to, we will. Please, remember this is the Black Port. Share, share, share. Thank you all for making us #1. Oh my God, I love this family. We started with only 7 viewers. It went to 9 viewers. Today we have a whole continent of viewers. Should I not be thankful and say thank you, God bless you? It's been the Black Port, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Hey-ya! Hey-yo! Wayo!